Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. So in today's video I will be talking about the legendaries again, and I will try to answer two questions. The first one is, are they still worth it? And the second one is it too late to actually start upgrading the different ranks yourself? So before I jump into the topic, I just want to mention that I have a Discord channel, and the link is in the description. Everyone is more than welcome to join. We're just exchanging some ideas and tips on how to make some gold. And yeah, it's a nice little platform to meet other people interested in making golds in World of Warcraft. So if you're interested, do not hesitate to join. So, guys, for all of you who are not really aware of the legendary system, basically with Shadowlands, you can craft some legendary base items. As you can see, these are these different white items, and then you can use these base items to create real legendaries. And you have different types of ranks. So you have first the rank 1, then rank 2, then rank 3, and each time you need to craft 15 of each rank to upgrade to the maximum rank, which is rank 4. So I made a couple of videos explaining how you can actually make some gold with these different items. They are really good, and I'm actually going to answer the first question really fast. They are still worth it, and they are still worth a lot. I'm making most of my goals right now with the legendaries. As you can see from here, from this video, from my sales, you can see that I am getting a lot of gold, like millions and millions with the legendaries. So really, this is still very interesting. Now, the real issue is upgrading the different ranks by yourself. Because if you haven't done so yet, it might be a little bit difficult right now to actually do it yourself. So I'm going to try to really explain what is my opinion on the topic. I will first give you two steps in order to find out if it's reasonable or not to upgrade a legendary right now on your own. And then I will also explain basically what is my personal experience with upgrading legendaries now. And finally, I will give some other alternative ways for people who unfortunately cannot really upgrade the different ranks by themselves, but still want to make some gold with the different legendaries. So I'm going to start right away with what is, in my opinion, the first step in order to find out if you can upgrade a legendary by yourself. You need to find an interesting item. And by that, as I'm going to explain in a few seconds, there are different things that you need to keep in mind when you are considering upgrading a legendary. But as you might know, all these different legendaries are not worth the same, and they are really different. Whether you are, for instance, crafting leather working items, tailoring items, and blacksmithing or jewel crafting, it's really different. So you first need to assess your market and try to find out what could be a good item to invest in. So the first thing you want to actually look for is the sell rates, and what kind of classes can use the item. So I'm gonna share in the description a list with the sell rate for all the different legendaries. It's also in my Discord channel, as you can see from here. And basically, you want really to focus on the items that have a decent sell rate. And by that, I mean, like more like than 2 or 3 is already good. You need to understand that the sell rate is really different from an item to another because of the price of the craft. So for instance, all the tailoring items are selling for, I mean, very fast. It's because, well, they are very cheap to craft. When, for instance, males legendaries are, most of them are below 1, and it's simply because not a lot of people are using them, and also because they are so expensive to craft and to upgrade. So that's the main reason. But also, I invite you to check on Warhead what are the base items for each class and each specialization, because you will then understand what items can actually sell, a lot or not. So that's for me really the most important thing, is to think about the sell rate. Really, the sell rate will tell you if it's a good investment or not. But then another thing you actually want to take into account is the competition and the quantity already available on your market. So I'm going to take my server as an example. For instance, I know that the legs for lever are really interesting, but as you can see, there are already so many people who are upgrading these different legendaries. So even if I know that they are really interesting, I know that the competition is really, really important. And therefore, it means that I will need to undercut a lot, and I will need to fight a lot in order to make some sales. When, for instance, I decided recently to invest in the boots, because as you can see, well, I'm like almost the only one selling these different items. So that's why I decided, to opt for this option, even if the sell rate is lower than the legs. Still, it makes more sense because I can easily control the market, and I don't need to spend the entire day undercutting other people. So that's for me really important. For you need to assess if there is really a lot of competition. You need to assess if a lot of people are crafting the items, because then also in trade chats a lot of people will just you know make people pay for a click, and then you won't really sell anything on the auction house or in trade chat. So that's really the second thing you want to keep in mind, is to find out if there is a lot of competition or not. Finally, the third very important thing is the cost of the craft. So again, it's really different from an item to another. Let's start with the cloth armor pieces. Right now, to upgrade one rank 4 a cloth legendary, you will need to invest around 500k. It's I did it with a couple of pieces, and it's always around 500k. And I think on most realms it's gonna be around 500k. So that's what you will need to invest. For a lever or mail legendary, you will need to invest around 2 millions at least. So it's way more expensive. So again, guys, of course you will be able most of the times to sell these different legendaries for higher price, but at the same time it's way riskier. For items related to blacksmithing or jewel crafting, it's around so for plate armor pieces, it's around 1 million. So it's still a lot, but still cheaper than the level working legendaries. And then for jewel crafting, it's around the same. Maybe the ring is a little bit more expensive, and the neck is less than 1 million for sure. So that's something you really want to keep in mind, because if you're deciding to invest in the cloth armor pieces, it's not really risky. I mean, it's 500k. Honestly, it's okay. I mean, it depends how much gold you have, but 500k, for instance, for me, it's really not a lot. But then 2 millions, it's a complete different story, because 2 millions, you will need to actually sell a lot of these items in order to actually start making some profits. So just keep that in mind, guys. 500k for cloth, 1 million for plate, and then it's around 2 millions for level working legendaries. So now that's the first step. If you find that one item is interesting, and that there is not too much competition, that you can actually craft it, you have enough money to actually invest, and also that the sell rate is not too bad, and that many classes are using this item as a beast item, then the next step you want to make is actually calculate the estimated profit. And to do that, it's actually pretty simple. So here, as you can see, this is the website from Warhead, and you can find all the different materials needed for all the different ranks for all the legendaries. So really, it's very easy. For instance, if you decide to upgrade, let's say the threads for the male armor pieces, you will be able to really calculate everything. Then what you want to do is go on your realm and try, to really have a good overview of the mean prices for all these different materials. Then you need to, for instance, here I calculate, so this one, it's like 4, so it's in total 12 of this heavy callus hide. Then you do it, like 12 by 15. Then you do the same here by 15, then the same here by 15. Then this one is only 1. And at the end, you will have a full number. Then try to see directly on your market, if you decide to buy it right now, how much it will cost. So it's very important that you really, calculate. And all the, like, I will always, recommend you to maybe, calculate with 10% more, because sometimes, you're planning to buy, let's say, all the materials, and like in 10 minutes, someone else decided to buy like 200 of these, hides, and yeah, you might have to spend a little bit more. So that's the first step. Then what you need to do is actually calculate the benefits from all these different items. And here I'm really talking about the benefits not only from rank 4, but from all different ranks. So let's go back and I will show you. I will take again the same example. So as you can see here, unfortunately, during the night, someone decided to undercut everything, and it's now really bad. But the 190 was selling for 45k, and I sold one yesterday, so it was selling. Then you can see that the 210, the rank 2, is selling for 75k, and the rank 3 for 155k. So all these items, expect the 190 right now, are worth more than the price of the materials. So it means that anyway, it's not too risky to invest, because you will still be able to sell all these different items for more than the price you invested in. But then, for instance, that's another reason why I decided not to invest in the legs. As you can see, the prices is not too good. You will only start making some profit with the rank 3 and the rank 4. The only issue is that sometimes the gold you will lose from the rank 1s and rank 2s is too important for you to actually invest right now. If I had to invest, I would lose just with the rank 1s and 2s around like 600k. That's like a lot, because then you really need to actually make some gold with the rest. So that's something you want to take into account. So what I'm always doing when I want to actually buy something is, for instance, going there, trying to find out the price of everything. Then, just going and see here. So for instance, let's say I need, normally it's like around 950 to upgrade, one of these pieces. So as you can see, I don't have enough. So then you can, choose another option. Then you calculate, approximately like how much you will need to invest. Very, very important also to, also calculate, for instance, the arboreal shards and the other components from the vendor, because they are very expensive. For instance, to upgrade one leather pieces to rank 4, you will need to, buy for up to, I think it's like around 150k of these arboreal shards. So that's also something you want to keep in mind. Then I'm really trying to calculate, the profit. I mean, just the sales from all the different ranks. So that's, for instance, what I did yesterday before I started to invest in these different threads. I really calculated everything, and you will finally end up with an estimated profit. Of course, guys, just keep in mind that the prices will vary a lot. So I would always recommend you to maybe, remove 15% of this expected benefit, and then, try to see if it's still worth it or not. Also, keep in mind that you can use trade chat to, just advertise and say that you can craft the item with the, other people materials for some gold. Personally, on my rim, to craft leather pieces, it's gonna be around like 70k just to craft it with the materials from others. So that's another way to actually make some gold. But still, just calculating this profit is really, really, really important, guys. That's a mandatory step, and that's something you really want to spend some time on before deciding to invest. So now I'm going to talk about my personal experience with upgrading legendaries now. So yesterday I decided to upgrade two new things. First of all, the cloak, because well, I sold many different cloaks that I bought on other realms and transferred to my realm, and actually like they're still selling for a good price. So I decided to do it. I think it's not really risky. I spent in total 450k gold. I already sold 225 for 55k, and also a bunch of other caves. So I'm already, at like 150k, in sales. So I will soon be able to, make some profit. And as you can see, I still have a lot of these to sell. So it was, like not a risky investment. I did the same really recently with the chest, the cloth armor pieces, because they're selling really well. I sold a couple of 235 a couple of days ago, so that's why I decided to invest. But yeah, it's again, around like 450k gold, so it's not really risky. Yeah. Then I decided to also invest in the feet, the leather feet. So I just started yesterday. I haven't sold anything yet. I really hope I will be able to sell something. As you can see, I'm the only one selling the 225, and then we're only like at two selling the 235. So that's why I decided to go for the fit, because there is not a lot of competition. I know that these items still sell. I mean, a lot of people are interested. So that's why I decided to go with them. I also invested in the waste because, well, there was just no one selling them on my realm at that time. So that's why I decided to invest. Honestly, I mean, as you can see, the sell rate is not that good. There is only like a DH and maybe, like sometimes monk that are interested in this item. So I'm mostly, planning on selling them on, like the coming month. It's not going to be very quick. But I just wanted to try. I already sold, like two of them. So I think I will be able to at least win back my money, but then make a profit out of it. I'm not sure I will actually be able to make a real profit out of it. So that's really, what I've done right now. Again, guys, keep in mind that I have like 30 millions gold, so in stock. So that's why I'm just sometimes taking the risk. Really, my opinion is that if you want to start, maybe just start with a cloth armor piece, because it's the less riskier. If you're playing on a low pop and you see that one market is really just like not exploited at all, if you have some gold, then yeah, you can try. Just try maybe to see in trade chat if some people are interested, if they are looking for someone who is crafting the item. But yeah, maybe you can. Then, if you're on a high pop realm, honestly, for instance, investing right now in the level working or plate armor pieces might be a little bit too risky. Again, it really depends, guys. Sometimes you can find, a very interesting, like piece. Again, for instance, one of my friend, he sold 13 of the rank 4 feet, the lever legendaries, like 13 in one day. So, sometimes you can also make still a nice profit. But I would just say that it's a little bit riskier on a high pop. But still, if you have the gold and you're ready to take the risk, it's still interesting. No, also for the people who really think it's not worth it and they will actually lose some gold, there is still the other option to actually just make others craft the item for you and then sell it on the auction house. That's another video. The link is in the description that I made a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, basically you can just use others to craft the item. I'm explaining in this video how you should proceed. But yeah, that's still another option. Or you can also just buy and sell the different legendaries. I mean, a lot of people are still not really sure of the prices. They are sometimes putting it for very, very cheap prices. Also, sometimes what's happening, is that people, they're just like for like mistaking, and for instance, they will put one of these items for actually like the price of the 190. So like sometimes, and I'm not joking, sometimes you will have someone put a 235 for the price of a 190, because well, when you're just deciding to sell, sometimes I don't know why you will end up here And honestly, it happens many times to me. I sold, some 235 like for the price of like 210 or 225. It happens many times, so you can also do that. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it when it comes to the legendaries. I will make another video really about the future of the legendaries, because there will have two options in my opinion. The first one being they will just reset kind of everything, and people will be able to start again to craft the rank 5 when the next raid will be released, and then 15 rank 5, etc. Or they will actually ask you to craft 15 rank 4. So it will mean that only the people who will have upgraded the different ranks until now will be able to actually craft the following legendaries. Even if I don't think this second option might be, like the one Blizzard will go with, because, well, first of all, the 235 they won't be relevant anymore, and also because it will mean that for someone who is joining the game, they will need to actually craft, like all the different rank 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 6, 7, I don't know. But depending on that, it will be very interesting to invest in these different legendaries now, before the next raid is released. But yeah, that's something I will discuss in another video when I will have more information on that. So that's it for this video, guys. It was a little bit long, but I think it's a very interesting topic. A lot of people ask me to talk about it, and I think it's important to, for you to have all these different information in mind. So just to summarize really quickly, first of all, you need to find out if there is an interesting item you can invest in on your realm. For that, you need to check the sell rate of the item. You need to check the competition and the quantity available on the auction house, and finally the cost of the crafting all the different items to reach rank 4. Then the second step is to calculate the profits. Then, of course, it's the most important step, because it's where you will see if it's reasonable or not. That's really, what you want to do. And yeah, if you're trying, just tell me in the comments, or you can join my Discord and also let us know if it's working for you. I will be very interested to know, for instance, if someone is trying on a high pop, how it's going. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, as always, you are more than welcome to subscribe and like the video. And yeah, I will come back very soon with more videos. So if you want to see more, don't hesitate to subscribe. Okay, then yeah, I will see you very soon, guys, for another video. Bye.